Books here with At Me Bro Show, and I wanted to give you guys some specific tips on beating the Galactic Conquest challenges. So I've done Kyrie Irving here. As you guys know, I'm not a full-time 2K player YouTuber, so this has just been done kind of in my leisure time while doing other things. And I didn't repeat too many of these too often. I only had a couple of repeats here and there, and I'll go over which ones were most challenging. So first, I want to go over the general tips, and then we'll go team by team and give you specific tips. So general tips. Number one, I think this is a huge card. So the cards that you can get for free or super duper cheap to make this a lot easier is if you go to your token market. I know a lot of you guys know this, but I want to make this for everyone, so bear with me. If you go to your moments cards, where are the moments cards? Where are the, oh, there they go. The moments cards. Go to your moments cards and get this Drew Holiday if you don't already have him. So there are two reasons that you want Drew Holiday. Now his standstill jumper is pretty funky, but you don't really need it because on the hardest challenges, the computer doesn't give a whole lot of standing jumpers to smaller guards anyway, right? So there's two reasons. Number one, Hall of Fame glove. He, Jason Kidd, and probably Kirk Heinrich are like some of the absolute best at taking the ball. Marbury as well. The other thing he has is the normal leaner. Everybody who has normal leaner has the same exact animation, especially if you look at their feet. So between his normal leaner and his Hall of Fame glove, this makes him elite at this because a lot of the cards that you'll face in the final challenge don't have unpluckable. When Hall of Fame meets unpluckable, when Hall of Fame glove meets unpluckable, Hall of Fame glove always wins every single time. There are many of these cards that would be pretty hard. They can't even get the ball up the court against Drew Holiday. So the other cards that I would highly recommend, if I go to my diamond collection, because so basically, for those who may not know, the last challenge in every single team is you have to use 3 diamonds. So the diamonds that I would use, none of them, at least last I checked, weren't particularly expensive. Drew Holiday, Luol Deng, and Kristaps are my main go-tos. A sneaky great one is Darryl Dawkins, because the reason Darryl Dawkins is so great is some of the cards are either small or slow. For the small and slow cards, Darryl Dawkins is the easiest card to use probably out of every diamond that I can think of, because if you use a triangle cut, and we'll get into the methods to score overall in a second, his dunk animations are very, very, very hard to block. I did this entire challenge and he was never blocked, not once. He and Shaq have like the best dunk animations in the game. I believe Dwight does as well, but I don't have a Dwight Howard card. But he's a diamond, and the Shaq that I have is not. I use Opal Shaq. So yeah, Darryl Dawkins, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Thurl Bailey is also going to be very good. Luol Deng, and this Caron Butler is also a card that I would grab, and we'll get to why you want to grab Caron Butler as well. But he also has the normal leaner and Agent 3s as well, so he's going to be a bucket. So those are, I think, pretty much the only. Oh, and I also used Jason Terry on when I didn't want to get my shot blocked. The thing about Drew is great with the normal leaner, but Jason Terry has the normal leaner and he can shoot from pretty much half court, which is a nice bailout against specifically Miles Turner, to be able to just not deal with him, because you don't want to be going to the basket. Last thing I wanted to address for you guys is how to score in general. So the main 3 methods I would say in how to score is number one, you want to use the triangle or Y cuts, right? So when you're coming up the court, move towards the person that you want to Y cut, and the computer, just walk towards them, and the computer is going to cheat up towards you a little bit. That's when you do the Y cut. Don't do the Y cut from directly in the middle of the court, because the computer might sag off and blow it up. So that's number one. Number 2 is pick and pops. And these are not in order of importance. These are just the 3 ways to score. It's actually 4. So pick and pops is self-explanatory, although I will say when you do pick and pops, it's a little easier to get the pick and pop if you actually go towards the basket, as if you were going. So if you're going for the pick and pop specifically and you're not just trying to get a shot, take the ball handler towards the basket, and what's up Jacob, unbeatable Jacob, and you're good to go with that. And then and when you go towards the basket, or for the pick and pop, the popper is going to be open more often because the computer will help you towards the basket. Whereas on the perimeter, they sag off and recover. And their recovery on some of these cards is outrageous. The other thing, if you're able to do the spin back, if you know how to do the spin back move, the spin back gets you open with Luol Deng literally 100% of the time. What you do is you go towards the basket, you do the spin back, you spin your right stick from 12 o'clock around towards the ball hand. So say if the ball's in your right hand, it'll be 12, 3, 6, and you'll do the spin back, right? Off of the spin back, the computer, they know they're out of position, they recover, you get a dunk every single time versus the very, very, very best cards in the game that has worked with Luol Deng in the Eastern Conference. So now we will go to the specific teams and go player by player. Did I get everything? Yeah, so we got pick and pop, Y cut or triangle cut, spin backs, and leaners. All right, yeah, that's it. Those are basically all of the 4 ways that I scored to defeat these challenges, and that worked against everything. So now I'm going to go team by team and cover what might be difficult and show you guys what all of the challenges are, so you know what players you might need. So obviously we're not going to talk about the first 3 too often. Even the third one, I will just say, I mean, this is not to get blocked by taco fall. Whenever there's a challenge where you don't want to get blocked, that's where you generally want to employ leaners. Now, Taco Fall's pretty slow, and you can use any card you want, I believe, in this challenge. Let me just double check. 2 Celtics and any other card. So you can pick any super fast card that's great at dunking. This is a case where Darryl Dawkins would be useful. He's going to be so far past Taco that you're not going to get blocked. This challenge wasn't particularly hard because KG was not as good as I thought he would be. So the KG one here, with KG you can sag off a little bit, and Ray Allen's also kind of small. So this one is you got to get 15 rebounds with a Lakers player, 15 rebounds as a team using 3 Lakers. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to have Galaxy Opal Shaq, but I'm sure if you just run Bob McAdoo, if you have a Kobe card, this is pretty. Kobe destroyed Ray Allen in this, and I had the Amethyst Kobe at the time. I recently picked up Transcendent Kobe for $57K. Let me put the chat on YouTube. But I did this with Amethyst Kobe. Yes, I had Galaxy Opal Shaq to make it super easy, but it was so easy. I can't imagine that getting the rebounds is going to be much harder if you have, Ori or any of the cheap Lakers centers that are there. So this one I didn't find particularly difficult. And then the captain, Antoine Walker. So he's kind of a tweener, right? Like in real life. He fits into the category. I don't think he has unpluckable by default, but I didn't steal the ball from him a lot. All I did was just Y cut him. I think I just Y cut him every time. So I'm actually glad this one's here. So with the 3-pointers, you can hug up on him and let him score, but I don't find that necessary. The main thing with the 3-pointers, first of all, go into your settings when you're live in game, go to in-game adjustments, put no 3s. Now that doesn't work perfectly. So what you want to watch for is when they have you totally spread out and there's 2 Antoines in the corner and you're in the middle, hug up on your guy and make sure your guys don't take that step towards the free throw line, because they'll just do that for no reason. They'll take a step towards the free throw line. Just don't let that happen. And this challenge is really easy. He's pretty easy to score on. Again, Y cut, Drew Holiday, steal the ball from him a few times, get your normal leaners on. He should be easy peasy. This one was pretty easy. Yeah, this is a small player, so this is an example where if you have the Darryl Dawkins, you need 10 3-pointers, leaners. It's on pro. Anytime it's on pro, the normal leaner, it's going to be pretty easy. This Deron Williams is garbage, and Brook Lopez is slow. So there's so many good Knicks players in the game. Willis Reed, who's still available. This is a case if you go big, this is really, really easy. All you got to do is win. So nothing to address there. And Jason Kidd, he's small. 3 diamonds, same thing. Darryl Dawkins absolutely destroyed this guy. He can't do anything about it. And so this is one where not letting the other team steal the ball 2 times, where the Y cuts really help, but same thing, move towards the player and make sure that Y cut is wide open. Also, you can post Jason Kidd every single time with Darryl Dawkins or Kristaps Porzingis, and that'll just be the general rule for when you're going against guards or if you don't need turnovers. When you're using the Y cuts, you have to do them, get used to them to make sure you can see where there's opportunities for them to steal the ball. But for the most part, I had no problems with the turnovers whatsoever. Also, when you're going for the block, actually, I think Mitchell Robinson is one we can talk about now. Okay, so this is easy. This is pretty easy because JR is not a good defender, and Tyson Chandler is a little bit on the slow side. So all of the same stuff I already told you applies there. So Mitchell Robinson, is this one of the ones with the blocks? No, this is 20 rebounds. Okay, so I mean, just beat Mitchell Robinson, basically. I will say something about the rebounds. So when it comes to the rebounds and when it comes to the blocks, if you have a possession and you feel like you're going to take a bad shot, don't take the shot. Take the 24-second violation. And that will completely make this a lot easier because Mitchell Robinson can't shoot threes. So eventually you hitting normal leaners against Mitchell Robinson is going to, give you enough of a lead that you can take bad possessions. And the main thing is not to lose the objective. 76ers, I don't recall this being difficult at all. Those cards suck, easy to beat. Allen Iverson, super tiny, so just destroy him. If you don't have good Celtics cards, there's the free Paul Pierce that's available now. You can also get Antoine Walker if you wanted to skip ahead and do the Celtics challenge. And whichever of those cards you have is going to destroy AI. Tobias Harris, unpluckable rule. Just steal the ball from him with Drew Holiday every time up the court. And that challenge gets much easier. OG, I heard some people were having trouble with number 4. No, that can't be this one, right? No way they had trouble with that because Kyle Lowry is just too small. Just why cut Kyle Lowry with anybody who's bigger than him, and you're good. That's your 12 assists. And this was the one I think maybe people had trouble with without turning the ball over, but I already gave you guys that tip. If you don't want to turn the ball over, leaners, can't turn the ball over taking the leaner, can't turn the ball over posting up, and you can turn the ball over doing Y cuts. But if you see that the Y cut's not there, just turn the Y cut into a fake pass, call that player up from the baseline, and reset your play. And if worse comes to worse, okay, and here's another little tip. I'm pretty sure that shot clock violations don't count as turnovers. If I'm wrong about that, try it out on the first possession and see if it lights up. But I took one just to test it out and I still passed the challenge. But if I'm remembering incorrectly or if I missed something on that, double check for yourselves. But if you feel like you're about to turn the ball over, take the shot clock violation, see how that works out for you. Bulls, I believe this one was pretty easy. We'll go straight to 4 because again, the 3's on pro. Let's see. 4 was 3 Pistons. Yeah, there was nothing here that was tough. Bob Lanier is it Bob Lanier, I think? Yeah, Bob Lanier, really good here. You can Y cut him all day. Yeah, and small guard, Darryl Dawkins or Kristaps, you're good to go. Same thing here. So this one had the 3 LeBrons. I wanted to get to this one. So the 3 Pink Diamond LeBrons is definitely one of those cards that can get crazy animations offensively and defensively. This is where the Caron Butler really came in to help me. So here I have Pink Diamond John Wall. I have Bradley Beal. I did not use Bradley Beal. I believe, I don't know if I used Murasan, but Bradley was just too small. He gave up too much. I did this one, I think. Did I do this twice? No, I think I might have only done this once, but it was just a tough game. But yeah, Caron Butler hitting leaners. He dunks on the LeBron really well, surprisingly. He shredded this LeBron, no problem. So Caron Butler is one place I would suggest picking up a card to make your life easier. And then Cedi Osman is only 6'7", and he can't stand up to Kristaps. So this one, what's number 4? Use 3 Bulls and using post moves, same thing. You got 2 small guards. That's self-explanatory. Just get any large bull, Joakim Noah. You can post up either of those 2 guards, and you'll be good to go. And probably, quite frankly, an Emerald card, but I had Noah, so I used him. And then Bob Lanier. Drew Holiday is the counter for Bob Lanier. Let's keep it moving. I didn't find this one to be particularly difficult. I thought this would be much harder. And I don't have very good Kings players. I used Simbalar, the free Kevin Martin, and the free Buddy Hield. I think were the 3 cards I used. And Sim is just way bigger than I think that's Mel Daniels. So that was pretty straightforward. All you got to do is win. Now this one, for me, this was one of the hardest challenges because it's only 1 block. And it's 50 points, which is a long time for the animations that this guy was getting on me. Animations he was getting on me was crazy. I don't really have a tip because when I was failing this is the only challenge that I really like repeated. When I was failing this challenge, he was just kind of getting a BS block, like literally jumping from the free throw line to half court. You just kind of have to, I mean, in my experience, you just kind of have to hope not to get BS'd, and you should be fine. But this one was one where Jason Terry absolutely saved me because I could just shoot from half court, and he's much, much, much less likely to block you or even jump at you the closer you are to half court. So just learn that Jason Terry release, and this one is pretty easy. Also, same thing, Drew Holiday or Jason Terry can steal the ball from him pretty much every time. But for this one, I think Terry was easier than Drew Holiday because Drew can't shoot from that far out, and he sells out on the leaners. But he was the only one I think that was like super duper tough. And when I say super duper tough, I don't know what I did, like 5 times maybe. But everything else I did not repeat more than once, and that only happened a few times. So this is all easy. This one is surprisingly easy because Kareem is not super fast, and Oscar Robinson is pretty small and not great at defense. And the Tim Thomas surprisingly didn't give me much problems. There's a lot of good Suns players, including free ones. So, and not really any major direct tips from that one. That was pretty straightforward. Vin Baker, Drew Holiday, take the ball from him, profit. Hawks, this one I think had something in there that was a little tough. This was easy, you Spud Webb. This was easy because, again, Trae Young super small. And no, this one was easy too. I don't think anything here was hard. Was there one here that was tough? No, just Y cut. Just Y cut, and you're good to go here. Hornets. I actually had to pick up Trophy Case Alonzo Mourning because I did not have 3 non-gold Hornets cards. What were the cards that I used? I used Glenn Rice, the free Glenn Rice, which is a pretty good card. Alonzo, and who was my third? I don't remember, but this didn't require anything special. The only thing I'll say about the Glenn Rice, you got to stay on top of him. Not getting blocked by Alonzo, that was pretty easy. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing hard about that. The Heat, this one was super easy, except for this challenge, which wasn't difficult. The main thing is the fast breaks, getting the fast breaks. So it's not hard to beat this team, but you just have to defend well to get the fast breaks off. And in this game, fast breaks just aren't super clean because they don't like to run. So this is where Y cuts really helped a lot. I had the free time Gugliotta, the free Ricky Rubio that you can grab from the token market. So this was Evo Ricky Rubio, who's great at defending Dwayne Wade. And I had the Cat, who is a better player in every way than the Chris Bosh. So you can Y cut Chris Bosh. LeBron, surprisingly, was easy to Y cut compared to how his Pink Diamond played in the other challenge. Dwayne Wade wasn't really a factor defensively. With Rubio, don't be afraid to take layups in those situations because he has some pretty good layup animations that you can get away with. But yeah, outside of that, I think this one I did twice because the first time I didn't have Rubio and I went out and got the Rubio, and then it was pretty easy the second time. I don't want to say easy, but it wasn't difficult. This one, Udonis Haslem, he's a big, take the ball from him, Drew Holiday. Let's see. Okay, so this was one of the few challenges that I didn't really use the overall methods. Because these players are good on paper, but the truth of the matter is Al Horford thoroughly outplayed Dwight. Tracy McGrady has a slow jumper that's kind of baited. So if you bait Tracy and you get the rebound, you can just run on this team. Penny can give you bully layups, but it's not enough for them to beat you. There's no objectives here, so I think this one's pretty straightforward. I will say it might be tempting to use Trae Young. If you have level 40 Trae Young and you're good at his jumpers and leaners, then God bless, good luck. I struggle to shoot with Trae Young consistently, and I didn't want the headache, so I actually used the free Ascension Josh Smith, the Pink Diamond Dominique Wilkins, and the free Al Horford, and absolutely destroyed this team. I was on the phone while I did that. Same thing, Drew Holiday, take the ball from that fool, you're good to go. This one, what do we got? You got to use 3 Cavaliers plays. This is easy. There's so many good Cavaliers players in the game. Block at least 3 shots. I don't even remember who I did that with. But it was super duper easy because they have 3 small players. So just bait them towards the basket, get your blocks, and then blow them out. And same thing, Wes Unseld, steal the ball with Drew Holiday, and you're good to go. And that is it. That should get you Kyrie Irving. If you guys have any issues that I did not bring up, and that the solutions that I gave you don't solve, let me know. But I think that should pretty much do it and make it a lot easier for you to get through those. Sorry about that. Let's put the stream on. Yeah, to get you through that. So hopefully for anyone struggling with these challenges, that helped out a lot. But I was not banging my head against the wall. I did not find this particularly difficult, although I did have solutions to all the problems. The main skills you need are learning the normal leaner timing with both Drew and Jason Terry. Learn Jason Terry's jumper so you can shoot from far away. Know Kristaps' jumper if you have him. And be able to Y cut without turning the ball over, and know when the Y cut is not going to be productive. And just generally be a solid defender. And I think if you have those things, these challenges are, they're moderately challenging, but I don't think it's anything that should deter you from going out and getting Kyrie Irving on your way to Kevin Garnett. All right. Thanks a lot, y'all. I hope this was helpful for anyone who watches, and I will see you all in the next one. Unbeatable Jacob. Shout out to you, brother. Peace.